Hi, I'm Sven, the author of PerfectionGame.org, and with this screencast I would like to introduce you to new features on this website that caused a little bit of discussions on Twitter because these features extend the traditional scope of traditional Perfection Game rules. To show you the features, I just participate in the Perfection Game and I choose a public one, which I've set up before. It's the Perfection Game on this very site, PerfectionGame.org. And in order to show you the features, I just view the results which are currently available. There has been already some feedback. So basically, if you're familiar with Perfection games, you know that every participant, every perfectee gives feedback in the sense of describing what he or she likes. He gives a score and suggestions how to reach a score of 10. What I've added are two things. The one is I can like or not like certain improvements proposed by others. And I've added a second option, which was until today called comment. And I think this caused a little bit of those discussions. And I just would like to explain you why I think these features add value. The way how I understood Perfection games is they are part of the core protocol, so they are useful when you meet on the phone or with people talking to them. And here we're using it in an asynchronous mode, and then together with an electronic tool. In our company, we started to use Perfection games in wikis, which is very similar to here. And a big difference from face-to-face meetings or on the phone is that here I receive feedback by people I don't know. They don't even need to register here. So by chance, I know Dennis, but I have, for example, no clue who Ola is. And she left me some improvement proposals which sound very valuable to me, which I don't understand fully. And also, as this runs asynchronously, and this is also what I experienced when you do Perfection games based on a wiki page, is that once more than 10 or 20 people participate, you have tons of ideas there. And to me, it sounds valuable that you have the option to highlight proposals of other people just by saying, hey, I like it. For example, here, linking of identical proposals sounds to me something which is pretty valuable. So I can say like. Liking improvements is not foreseen actually in the original protocol of Perfection games because the improvements are only addressed to the one who sets up the game. And here everybody has the option to say, well, I like this. If you leave suggestions, if you leave feedback here, you will see the results afterwards, and maybe others thought about improvements that you didn't think about before. So here you just have the option to support and to emphasize improvements you like. I think this is very in line with the spirit of Perfection games. The other thing is the improve functionality. I used to call this comment before, just like in Facebook and other things. And commenting something may introduce the risk of people saying, I don't like it, or putting people into the position of defending themselves. And this is definitely not the spirit of a Perfection game. So somebody on Twitter, a guy from the Netherlands, proposed to call it enhance instead of comment. And I chose here because I wasn't sure about the label. I chose here to call it improve. And what I also did, because he also proposed to make a Perfection game within the Perfection game out of this functionality, I liked it very much. And I simply adopted it, not by adding a big frame to it, but just by giving a default text. So for example, I like the idea of linking of identical proposals and waiting, but I don't understand what Ola means with waiting. So I just say, I give you improvement, I would say 5 out of 10. Because if I knew what waiting means, and from her point of view, it would be a great help for me. So what I like about this improvement is I love the idea of linking similar improvements to reduce redundancy. I like the idea of adding statistics, but oh, that's the other one actually. Sorry, too much in one. I like the idea of waiting improvements, as I believe that individuals' feedback may have different weight. For example, if you just see feedback of other users who say the site doesn't behave in Internet Explorer 6 and I can't use it, and in the same feedback they say, and it would be nice if you have a more transparent field on that view. Most likely the feedback that they can't work using Internet Explorer 6 has a higher weight than the other feedback. So in order to get a 10, I would ask her to for example, elaborate more on who is going to rate the feedback. For example, the feedback giver, the perfectee, or visitors. And I think that's it. And so by this, I could say store it. So with this, I commented on this. I got an additional communication channel. And just to repeat, for me, the main difference is this is nothing here face to face. It's electronically. It's pretty anonymous. So the only chance to reach Ola and to follow up on her proposal, either as a perfectee participating and liking the idea, or in this case as the initiator of this perfection game, is to leave something like a comment. And this is also why I believe that if we implement certain best practices which are valuable the way they are, and where maybe even the rules shouldn't be bent or broken, when we use them in the setting where they are supposed to be used, for example, when talking to each other, that's fine. But if we move it to an electronic implementation like a web tool, I believe there should be room for extensions, for optional extensions. And here, actually, it's really up to the user to use it or not. So the reason why I did this screencast is that obviously it's too much text, it's too much thoughts for putting it into 140 characters on Twitter. I don't want to just to block on it, because I think if you see it here on the screen, it's much easier to comprehend. If you want to leave me some feedback, and I highly appreciate to get constructive feedback on this idea, just leave a comment in my blog or here on the Perfection Game side in this very Perfection Game. Thank you.